So yeah, the reason he had to watch that 3 times is because it is from the toxic stuff that was leaching into the city of Woburn, Massachusetts, which is local to us.
And remember,
that's why.
Remember, if you're from outside of Massachusetts, even though it's phonetically spelled Woburn, it is pronounced Woburn.
Yep. And you can kind of subtly drop the R most of the way, like Woburn.
Woburn.
It's Woburn. Yeah. But if you're being proper, it's Woburn. Woburn. Woburn.
Quick question for you, and this is again going to the fact that if you live in Massachusetts, you do not pronounce the names of the towns and the cities phonetically. The city of Rainham. Do you say Rainham or Rainham?
I say Rainham.
Okay.
There's a general rule. Do you want me to let you in on the secret?
Sure.
Ham and ums have a general rule. Now there's a bunch of these, so it's not perfect, but it's almost perfect. If it's a 2-syllable town that ends in HAM, it's an. If it's more than 2 syllables, it's a ham.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
So
Dedham, Rainham, Framingham,
Needham. Not Needham, but Needham.
Mm-hmm.
Educating the out-of-town listeners on how to do it. Educating me, and I've been living here my whole life, but that makes sense. Never thought about it that way, but it makes sense.
I never thought about it either. And then I saw this little snippet online about some guy explaining like some of the actual linguistic requirements. I'm like, that's why. I know it inherently because I live here, but understanding the logic behind it, because they're like, half of these towns are named after places in England anyway. But here's the reason why they're pronounced what they are here.
Becky and I were having that conversation recently, but there's a guy who does the traffic reports on WBZ News Radio 1030. I don't think they call it that anymore, but he very distinctly pronounces it Rainham, and I would always yell at my radio and say, "No, you fool! It's Rainham."
It's random. There's 19 towns ending in ham.
19 towns total, or 19 with a 1-syllable?
No, 19 total. So like
Okay.
Ashburn, Ham, Bellingham.
That makes sense because like Framingham.
Yep.
We don't call it Framingham.
Yeah. It's Chatham, Dedham.
Needham, one of my favorites, because someone who is very much from out of town.
I need ham. Do you want ham? No, I need ham.
Well, I was talking to this person from out of town. They were talking about Dedham, but they were calling it Deedham. And I chuckled. I'm like, that's funny. Deedham. That's what I'm going to call it. Deedham, Massachusetts. Problem is, if I say that to anyone within the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I will get shunned, possibly hit for not knowing how to pronounce the names of towns around here, such as Gloucester, Leicester, Scituate, Worcester.
See, the fun thing is anybody in the country can have fun with that last one because there's a sauce that they sell made by Lee and Perrins, and you can ask them how to pronounce that word, and they'll just have a coronary.
It's weird that people like can say Worcester's. I can't even say it. Worcestershire sauce. I have to say it very slowly.
Worcestershire. It's Worcestershire sauce.
Well, I have a speech impediment, apparently. I can't say Worcestershire without stumbling over myself.
You got it right that time, but you weren't paying attention for it.
I have to think about it. I have to ramp myself up for it, because then otherwise it's just gonna come out verbal diarrhea. But yeah, people can say that when they're talking about the sauce. They can say Worcester, fine, but then they see Worcester by itself. Worcester.
Yep.
No, it's not it. South Africa, I believe, has a city called Worcester, but it's spelled phonetically. It's spelled Wooster. And then I believe it's also pronounced the same way in the UK, because as you just said, Mike, there's literally, I think, every locale in Massachusetts you can find its counterpart.
Well, it is
in the UK.
New England, so you might as well, right?
That makes perfect sense. You're right. Damn. Man, I'm learning a lot tonight. Anyway.
And if you don't know, now you know.